Hello, my name is Terrelljones, college development mentor and the author of The Fastest Way to Win in College, where I help train students on how to optimize college by helping them enjoy the college process, graduate within 4 years or less, and help them get into the career of their dreams within 30 days of getting their degree. And I'm so glad that you decided to join me here today, where I will be talking to you about the Dreams to Degree Academy. And what the Dreams to Degree Academy is, it's based around a specific theme, a specific model that's going to help supercharge your college success and your college journey as well, through different areas on what you really need to master as a student in order to go through the things and get over the hurdles that many students struggle with, which is basically graduating college and getting into the career of their dreams. But there's also another part of the model as well that's really going to help you enjoy it as well and do some other things in college, which really makes this academy and makes this model very, very unique. It's something that I'm sure you haven't seen before, and I'm going to tell you exactly more about that. Now, I don't know where you're at as far as you could be freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I'm not sure exactly where you're at in your journey, but I can tell you this: we all have the same dreams, right? No matter where you at on the spectrum, we all have the same dreams, right? We're excited to get into college. We're excited to go through the process. We're excited to get the good grades, right? The dream is, let's go get the good grades through our college. Let's go meet students from everywhere all over the world and get these new experiences. Let's be able to get that hands-on experience that we need so we can get into the world already with the momentum, right? Some students know it, most students don't. But that's part of what we want, right? Or what we should want. We also excited to go graduate, right? And walk across that stage like, I made it. I made it. You see your friends and family out there in the crowd and excited for you, cheering, and you walking across that stage with the degree in hand, and then just stepping into your new job and your new profession where you're able to make an impact on the world, and you're also able to make the kind of money that you want to make. And that's the dream, right? And that's what we all want when we go to college, right? Now, let's be real. We're gonna have to step into a little bit of a reality, because we know that it doesn't necessarily work out that way, right? If you don't have a plan. We know that we probably have more friends or know people I've heard of, seen of students who are just struggling to pay for college. They trying to stay in college, or they trying to kind of figure out this FAFSA process, or doing anything that they can to make sure that they can continue college. Or we all know students who struggling with the grades, that's trying to get their grades up so they can stay off of academic probation, or so they can get the grades that they need in order to graduate. We all know the students who are just trying to graduate and trying to, maybe close to graduation. So it's looking like they're gonna walk across that stage, but they've been focusing so much on just trying to pass their courses and classes, that they don't have anything set up for after. They didn't even think about getting into their profession or getting into their career until last minute. And then now they graduate, and then you got to move back in with moms or grandma, and it's time after time after time where we see students who graduate and then they're living on a mother's couch for the next 10, 15 years because they didn't have a plan that was set up. And it's tough. It really is tough. And but we all go through the struggles in college, and even myself, although I was able to do a few things right, I didn't do everything right, and I definitely wasn't perfect, but I've learned a few things along the way that really just helped me get to a place where I can give back to other students. For the past 8 years, I've been helping students. Through my undergrad, I've been helping students. I joined the organization then, and since then until after graduation, I've been helping students. But I've been blessed enough to graduate with my bachelor's, and upon graduating with my bachelor's, have a $21 billion Fortune 500 company grab me up and say, listen, we want you to work for us, and then work with them and have them give me a scholarship to pay for my entire graduate degree course. and be able to graduate with my master's degree and make $200,000 in less than 2 years of graduating within that graduate degree. So I don't say that to impress you, but I say that to let you know what's really possible for you. Whatever you want, I'm telling you that you can go out there and you can definitely go get it. But it wasn't always easy for me like that, and I definitely didn't start that way. I mean, if you know anything about me, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I'm just a kid from the Bronx, New York. Listen, I came from an environment that didn't promote college. I came from an environment that nobody around where I was at, my projects, was talking about going to college for real. You know, they was excited. I had some people excited just the fact that you was going to college. Never mind graduating college and getting into your degree. Oh, you went to college. That was an accomplishment. That's the type of environment I came from. So I decided to go to college. I was inspired by one of my cousins, and it was just me and my mother just trying to figure this college process out once I started and got enrolled in college. Now, my father was in and out of jail. He wasn't worried about no college. He wasn't helping with college or nothing like that. He was there in my life, but he wasn't there helping me when it came to this college aspect. It was just me and my mother trying to figure this whole thing out. So I was just I messed up throughout the college process, fumbled and bumbled, trying to figure things out. Really didn't know what I was doing throughout the process. And I just remember one day being able to just looking around like, why are these students over here getting better grades than me? Or why these students over here look like they having so much fun and they look like they just more popular? Why does this student over here look like they getting money and they doing what they doing within their degree? Like they already kind of working their career before they even graduate yet. How are they able to do those things? And as I learned more things about scholarships, internships, and just everything, I just became a sponge and just started actually becoming aware and saying, oh, this is what they're doing, this is what they're doing, and started talking to students and just getting information piece by piece, talking to professors, talking to students, learning different things, talking to staff, talking to alumni, and just downloading all of that within my brain. And then that's why I came to a point where things just started to gain some momentum for me, and I was able to graduate with my bachelor's and work for Fortune 500 companies thereafter and graduate my bachelor's, and then came to a point where I'm able to help students. And at the point in time, I didn't know this model that I'm about to teach you. I didn't know that I was doing this model, but I was doing the things within this formula here. So this is exactly what I'm gonna teach you. Now it's packaged up and it's streamlined and it's nice and simple and easy for you to understand. So this is exactly what I'm gonna teach you, and these are the things that you need to be focused on. You need to master and pay attention to when it comes to having fun in college, enjoying yourself, graduating, and getting into the career of your dreams. All right, and we're going to talk about within the Dreams to Degree Academy, the formula that you need to be absolutely a mastering is called the graduation trifecta. And this graduation trifecta is a model that teaches 3 things that you need to understand, and those 3 things are education, experience, and expression. And these 3 things are the only things that you really need to be focused on when it comes to college, because these 3 things cover everything that you're really going to need to know and going to need to kind of pay attention to and focus on. So the first one, we're going to talk about every one of these, right? Because these are the main things you need to know. But I don't want this video to go too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about education in this one. And then the next one we'll talk about experience, and then thereafter we'll talk about expression. All right. So the first one, when it comes to education, when it comes to your academics and things that you really need to know or understand, is 1, you need to understand what you got to do in class. In class is what many students don't know. Listen, once you get in class, that's like the game. Right, that is like you're stepping into the basketball game, the football game, football arena. At that point in time, it's game time. the clock is ticking. So you got to pay attention to what you're doing. So while you're in class, you need to be raising your hand. You need to know how to take notes. You need to know how to engage with the professor. So the professor actually, that get some rapport together. The professor actually like you. So just like if you got the refs at your home team that likes you, right? You might get a call here or there. You know what I'm saying? So what do you need to be doing inside of class in order to really raise your success level to make sure that you're increasing your grades? So very important one that you need to know. The second thing that you need to know when it really comes to education, right? So you in the game, and when it comes to education, this is outside of class. What do you need to do in warm-ups? What you need to be doing in the gym? What are some of the things that things you have to be doing outside of class, academically and non-academically? Academically, as far as studying, how do you engage with friends and in groups, and what are certain things you need to do as far as studying? Studying is that studying, you got to do study in a certain way. You got to have a certain place to study. You got to be focused. You got to eliminate distractions. You got to know who to call when you have questions. You got to know where to go. So that is some of the finer things that many students don't really realize when it comes to doing things outside of class. And outside of class also means knowing how to handle things such as FAFSA, right? Because education, honestly, it doesn't, academics, it doesn't mean anything if you're not in school, right? So how do you handle FAFSA and get more aid so you can pay for college? And also, how do you get scholarships so you can help pay for college and help pay for maybe books or school expenses and things of that nature? So it's very important that you understand what you got to do in the game, in class, or what you got to do outside of the game, in the gym, or out of class, and where do those fit into this education. Now, there's a bunch of other modules and things that we could talk about as far as how to choose a major and all other things so I just talked a little bit about a few of these today, but I'm gonna let you know more about that. Now, some of the questions that I get when it comes to just this whole college process, and as I told you, I mentor students, and some of the students that I mentor, they be saying, "Oh, Terrell, when as I'm telling them to do certain things, like one of the modules are like how to engage, how to choose a major, and I tell them, all right, go out, engage with people that's already in the industry so you can get that visual, get that image, and you know what you're about to get yourself into. Oh, Terrell, I don't really have time. I gotta balance this schoolwork, and I work, and I have to try to do all these things, and it really just comes down to the point where I tell them, hey, listen, this is a major. This is something that you're going to be doing for a very long time if you really like it. And you're spending a lot of money. You don't want to A, have to go back to school, and then B, you don't want to, get to a place where you work in a 9 to 5 just to stay alive. You don't even like the job that you're in. And that's how so many people and so many students get stuck in that rut, and they just so happy it's Monday. They so happy, oh, it's Friday, and then they're dragging themselves, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's hump day, oh, it's a holiday, and just going through that rut. You want it to feel like it's not even work to you, and you get to that point, you're gonna be doing big things. So also getting students that say, oh, Terrell, you know what, this is too hard to go out and try to study and try to call people or get a group together, or try to try to find people within the industry and search for them online. But you know what, it's not really that hard. It's really not, and it doesn't take that much time. It's just taking you to be able to know where to go, know where to look, which is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you within this academy. And just taking your time to go out and do it, because you take your time with this, is really going to pay you off. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to issue you a challenge. I'm challenging you. In this challenge, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that this is very easy to do. All right, I want you to go out. It doesn't matter if you already have a major, or if it doesn't matter if you're still trying to figure out what you want your major to be. I want you to find somebody within your industry, or within the industry that you're interested in. Find a professional that's already doing it every day, 9 to 5, or whatever the hours are. find them and I want you to engage in a conversation with them. I want you to ask them certain questions like, what do you do every day? What do you feel like are the certain skills that is needed in order to do this profession? How much are you making for a salary, if that's important to you? How does it make you feel to make an impact on the people that you're making an impact on and that you're helping? And ask them the questions that's really important to you, and ask them the questions that is the reason why you chose that major, or you want to choose that major, right? And then what I want you to do is I want you to come back to this page, and then below I want you to like it. I also want you to comment and write down what your experience, what that experience was like. And then if we also have any questions, write that as well. But as far as your experience, write that down, how it was. What's the insight that you got? What did you learn? And matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. Whoever has the best insight and the best learning experience, I'm going to read through each one. And as I read through each one, I'm going to choose one. And whoever has the best insight and who had the best experience, I'm going to give you a $25 gift card to the movies. Go out there, enjoy yourself, eat good. All right. So that's going to be fun. Make sure that you do that. Right now, in the next video, we're going to learn about experience. And experience, this is like I was saying earlier, the experience that you have within college. That is as far as what is the hands-on skill that you have. What is that? How do you get certain things such as internships and certain and what are the things that you really need to be focused on when it comes to experience. All right, so that's what we're going to learn about. The also expression, which is about your identity. We're going to learn that in the following video as well, which is just learning about yourself. What excites you about college? What interests you about college? And what can you really focus on to really bring out your true self and your identity as well, right? So until I see you in the next video, I want you to go out there, make sure you have those conversations, make sure that you post it below so I can read them more. Make sure you like it, make sure you share this with anybody you feel like this could benefit. And until I see you in the next video, I really just want you to go out there and I really want you to make your experience amazing, make your experience worth it, and take advantage of this journey. I see you soon.